point that will yield a positive return. Small market capitalization is often a characteristic of high growth potential companies. They typically have more specialization and have higher probability of mergers and acquisitions than large capitalization stocks. Benjamin Graham was made famous by his tactic of only purchasing stocks priced 66% or less than the book value. Henry Oppenheimer conducted a study that supported the success of this tactic. His study showed that over a 13-year period, value stocks yielded 29% return compared to a market return of only 11.5%. So the question is, how consistent is this method? The following studies from what has worked will show supporting evidence that Tweedy Brown's characteristics lead to historically higher returns. This study, by Robert Davidson, published while at Yale School of Management, shows over a period from 1967 to 1984 that low price-to-book value stocks yielded higher returns than those generated by high price-to-book value stocks. Warner DeBont and Richard Thaler found that low capitalization stocks combined with low price-to-book value yielded significantly higher returns. Another interesting point is that Tier 1 and 2 yielded returns lower than market in the prior 4 years. This reflects the decline in price characteristic I will discuss later. In the same study, lower price-to-book value stocks had higher earnings per share growth than comparable high price-to-book value stocks. As you can see, in lower price-to-book value, earnings per share was declining prior to selection date, whereas in higher price-to-book value stocks, EPS was increasing through selection date. Lower price-to-book value yielded higher returns in most of the time frames as shown in the study conducted by Tweedy Brown. The only case where there was an exception in high returns was the 6-month period. Over a 3-year period, low price-to-book value stocks significantly outperformed high price-to-book value stocks. It is important to keep in mind the long-term nature of value investing. This is a parallel study by Tweedy Brown for unleveraged companies. As you can see, the results are the same. In a study by Eugene Fama and Kenneth French while at the University of Chicago, small market capitalization in conjunction with low price-to-book value yielded consistently higher rates of return. It is interesting to note that only the highest tier for price-to-book value stocks, when combined with small market capitalization, resulted in inconsistent yields compared with the other price-to-book value tiers. William Sharp, Carlo Capal, and Ian Raleigh from Union Bank of Switzerland found that value stocks internationally outperformed growth stocks considerably from January 1981 to June of 1992. The two lowest outperforming countries being the US and Germany